Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So for today's episode, I want to talk about former Boston Celtics Tony Allen. He was talking to Kevin Garnett, and he was talking about the Jimmy Butler saga. And he basically called out Jimmy Butler, basically calling him a child. And he said he understands both sides of the argument, the business side with Pat Riley and the Miami Heat not wanting to extend him, and also Jimmy Butler wanting that extension for what he's done in the past, for him elevating this Miami Heat team over the 5.5 seasons that he's played with this Miami Heat team. So he understands both sides of the coin, but he did say that he thinks it is childish. And I'll play the clip for you guys so you guys can watch it real quick for yourselves if you guys have not seen it already.
About that.
Nah, that was crazy. I
understand both sides, though. Honestly, for a guy that played 75% during a regular season, how you gonna ask for max money when you only want to play one part of the season? You get what I'm saying? Here's a culture. You know what this culture about. You know how I give out the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Come win something for me, then we can holler. Right. But I just think it's real childish, man. I understand both parts. Jimmy definitely cut from that cloth, man. You can't deny that. He is a hitter out here, but you know what you signed up for, bro. Get it done or go and get on. You know what I'm saying? And the way he been acting with that stigma on his name, man. Come on, bro. You ain't about to get.
Yeah. So as you can see, he's basically saying Jimmy's playing at 75%. He's not trying during the regular season, which is somewhat true. He has missed 20 plus games every season with the Miami Heat. He missed 10 games before the suspension this season. So he is or was going to be on pace for playing only 55, 60 games again this season before he requested a trade. So that is one issue. The other issue is there's many games where Jimmy Butler is lollygagging on the court. He's taking under 10 field goal attempts and he's being really passive, and it hasn't helped this Miami Heat win in the regular season. They've been a play-in team for 2 seasons in a row, and they had a harder path to get to the championship. They did get to the championship, albeit it, but they still didn't win because you don't win unless you're a top 3 seed. Like, you have to be an elite team in the regular season. That translates and correlates to winning in the playoffs. A 4th seed has only won one single time in the history of the NBA. That was the Boston Celtics in 1969, I believe. The other team to win outside of the top 3 is the 6th seed. That was the Houston Rockets in 94-95. So 2 teams that were 4th or higher have ever won. No 5th seed, no 6th seed, or no 7th seed, no 8th seed has ever won a championship. So Jimmy has literally load managed even during games. So basically not trying hard. Last season, he missed the 3rd game of the season for rest. Why? Who the hell knows? He needed to rest when he didn't play the preseason because he had a dental procedure before the preseason, made him miss all 4 or 5 preseason games last season, and he played 2 games and 2 regular season games to start, and that 3rd game he needed rest. Like, that's ridiculous. You had a whole summer off, and yes, we knew you went to the championship and lost to the Denver Nuggets the year before that, but you still are an NBA player. You're a professional athlete. Like, you missed the entire preseason, yet you're missing the 3rd game of the season. You claim to be sick last season and miss a game, and then we find you at the Miami Open or like in an F1 race or whatever the hell it is. Like, you claim to be sick and you can't play a game, but you could be out socializing, and it's not a good look. So I understand where Tony Allen's coming from. And don't get me wrong, I love Jimmy Butler. I'm happy we traded for Jimmy Butler 5 seasons ago. He is probably now my 2nd favorite Heat player of all time. He might have even leapfrogged LeBron for me, which is ridiculous to say. The only reason I say that is because I never liked LeBron before he joined the Miami Heat because he was kind of competitive with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was never on the same level as LeBron, but as they were rookies and within Dwayne Wade's first few years when he won that championship in his 3rd season, they were pretty comparable. Dwayne Wade was like a mini LeBron at that time. They had many, many great head-to-head matches. And They were great rivals, frenemies, obviously more so friends because obviously we know what happened. But I didn't like LeBron because Dwayne Wade was competing with him to be one of the best players in the NBA, same draft class. So I know LeBron gave us 2 championships, and obviously I loved LeBron when he was on the Heat, but Jimmy Butler might be my second favorite Miami Heat player of all time ahead of LeBron. LeBron would be number 3. It's kind of blasphemous for me saying this out loud, but still, it's still not right that he was not taking the regular season series. Like the formula for him, because his body has been breaking down every single season. He hasn't played 82 games since his second year, I think. Thibs probably broke his body down in those Chicago years, obviously, but the formula for him, which was somewhat working, which was successful, but not ultimately the success that we wanted, which was a championship. But the formula was kind of working, so you can't get too mad where Jimmy's not going balls to the wall every game in the regular season. And we made deep playoff runs. So that was okay. But still, it didn't work ultimately because his goal was to win a championship. Spo's goal was to win a championship. Pat Riley's goal, Mickey's goal was to win a championship. We could talk about the front office making mistakes and not getting Jimmy Butler the help that he needed because we could talk crap on them for that. And I agree they did make some mistakes. But right now, Jimmy just wants his money. And if you want your max money, then you need to be healthy. You need to prove it on the court in the regular season. He hasn't been able to do that. He missed a ton of games already this season, like I said, and they don't want to pay an aging superstar. So I do agree with Tony Allen to a certain degree that Jimmy Butler's still cut from a certain cloth. He's amazing, but I understand the business side. I understand what Jimmy's saying. And if Jimmy was 2 years younger, I'm sure the Miami Heat would have given him that extension in a heartbeat, but he's going to be 36 next season. So it's tough to give players that type of money. We saw what happened when the Lakers gave Kobe that money. So it doesn't really work out for the best. But anyway, that's all I have for today's episode. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.